happy, fabulous, fiesta, feisty Friday. Happy day, beautiful people. Happy day, happy people. It's me, the one and only Essie Love, your unlicensed lawyer and advocate. Drew that tag right there because you know what? That's who I am. That's what I am. And I'm so happy. I'm so happy that I'm able to come back and be able to continue the lesson that I started with God is a Just God. Of course, with Mission Legal, law in a nutshell, God's law, federal law, state law. How have you been? How's it going? I'm outside, my favorite place, to do what I do. I had a little bit of a snag today with God's beautiful creatures and nature, and I'm going to show you what's in back of me, what's in front of me, and I'm glad I'm sitting where I'm sitting, so in the event that this thing, it's a frog, it's a green one, very bright green, I'll show it to you. Check it out. I'm so happy that I finally made it outside. Okay, so the snafu was, I opened up the back door, and on the little silver part of your door at the bottom is this lizard, okay? Now, I respect God's creatures. I do respect them as best as I can. My family would say otherwise, but I attempt in every way to respect nature. I don't know that nature really likes me like that, and I don't know, I think it's mutual, but the reality is, I opened the door, and so it's there, brown, long tail. Ugh. And then we have another one that's multicolored. It's blue and whatever, all that. And so I saw two, but then I slammed the door. So it took me forever to get out here to even do this. But I was like, you know what? God has not given us a spirit of fear, of power, love, and a sound mind. Hi, sing. That's my family. Oh my God, sweat. It's hot out here. He has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. And he gave us dominion over his beautiful creatures. However, some of us are just used to, and I hate to say this, rats and roaches. Some from New York City. That's what I'm used to. And pit bulls and yellow snakes around those that are walking down the street with the yellow snakes. They're pet yellow snakes. So I'm not really used to the lizards. I'm not used to the salamanders. I'm not used to all of this, even the things that are flying. But I do have my red can raid on the floor. I'm not going to show it to you. I have my raid just in the event, something goes down, because I'm going to get through this lesson. So hopefully wherever you are, wherever you're sitting, you don't have all of these beauties trying to get in the way of what you're trying to do. Okay. Anyhow, so that all said, you are not going to believe it. Seriously, because it's such a beautiful day, these babies are really, and these babies, I'm calling these insects babies, they're confused. They're totally confused. So anyhow, the last time that I was on here, I was talking about God is a just God, and going through what does it mean for the law to be upright, and breaking down Psalm 19, 7 through 8 and 9b, breaking it down, right? And going through, that the law is perfect, the law is sure, the law is right, and the law is pure. But I also left off that the law is true. So I didn't really get to go through that, and that's what I want to go through. So just a quick recap. Why is God a just God? Because he's just. Because he's God. He's justice. He is the epitome of law. He is law. He created the law. And our laws here, at least in the United States, I don't speak for any other country, but our laws are biblically based. A lot of the law that we have, and I'll just give you one. The law with 7 years. After 7 years, your debt is canceled. That's in Leviticus, right? So, the framers of the Constitution, when they started writing laws, and when they were sitting around at the convention coming up with all this in the Constitution, much of it was derived from what they preached and taught, which was Bible. They were believers, and we can go through the things that they did that wasn't godly. But the reality is they did write from what they believed, and they wrote from the Bible, and they took from that. And a lot of our policies and our procedures is biblically based. So with that, going back to the foundation of our laws, we want to make sure that we understand that when you honor the law in its inception, we can actually have justice. Justice can prevail. We just have to be able to be strong enough and willful enough and intentional enough to say, I want us to mobilize in the way that it was created and not in the way that it has been turned over, and know it, practice it, live it to the best of your ability. And then we can hopefully, empower and encourage people in the right way to be able to do the things that we want to see the law do, which is prevail justice. So with that said, I initially said that, as I'm laying the foundation, that my scripture that I really wanted to use for God is a just God was Isaiah 61, 8-9. But the other day it was like a change. Not that scripture is wrong in any way, but really going back to the beginning when I read it. And so it changed for me just to say that the scripture that will lead this is Psalm 33, 4 and 5, which is, for the word of the Lord is upright, and all his work is done in truth. All his work is done in truth. He loves righteousness and justice. The earth is full of the loving kindness of the Lord. So that is really essentially the scripture that leads this mission, that leads this lesson and series and whatever the case might be. But that the word of the Lord is upright and all his work is done in truth. We want all of the work that we do to be done in truth, right? We don't want it to be done in falsities. We don't want it to be done in people's personal opinions and the way that they think that the law should be interpreted. We want it to be done in truth. Truth equals justice, equals honor, equals a lot of different things. So that's just to recap a little bit. But then so with Psalm 33, then, as we go on, we have Psalm 19, 7-8, which reads, hold on. I want to read it exactly as it's, as I read it and wrote it, and I need to go get that. So I'm gonna stop right here.